Jonk does penny stocking back from Positano in Italy, and I learned some really good lessons. I'll recap them in a separate video, but in particular, thanks to Roland here, who gives some really good advice. Really made it sink the type of patterns to play, really known to another level, buying off support and resistance, and what chasing is, and how to buy when people are selling, and buy when people are panic selling rather than following and move up. Just really concreted some knowledge. And yes, I was tied up in the chair, and thanks to Tim Sykes as well, some valuable lessons on psychology, and particularly from Roland in terms of trading. And I met some great connections, had a great time. As I say, separate recap video on that. And the other thing is, like, I see so many people copying this idea of making these recap videos. And this is another guy, like, every time I see people copying this, I just wait for them to fail. No video in the last 2 weeks. Like, you've got to be committed. Like, and I hate it when I see people being like, oh my God, I was going to die and I now appreciate life and now I'm really going to try out. I'm like, you've got to fucking believe in it. You've got to believe it. Don't say bullshit about being motivated and then not try. Especially if you're going to do it on YouTube. But, rant's over. Epic lessons from Mark Crook and Tim Sykes in this episode. Thank you so much for the support. I am long in VSTM. I'm on a 320 average. It's been, no, 330 average. It's been going up to the 50s and 60s. Nice reversal. Again, learning from the Swede Jonas and Roland and Tim Sykes at the Mastery. It's really shaped my game. And hopefully it's the U-turn to a profitable trader. Enjoy the show.
Okay, and this is just a live webinar from Tim Sykes. You get them kind of every week, and Michael Good does them, Tim Bowen does them, Mark Crook does them, Tim Grattani does them. And I kind of just wanted to show this because, I mean, I'm in it because I was at the Market Mastery, but it's more, when I was at the Market Mastery, I really learned the discipline of not over trading, and unfortunately for me, I had to be tied up, and here's a highlight of it.
Everyone's wondering why Steven Johnson wasn't in chat, and now it's, now you see why, because he can't join any chat right now, and he's trying to Tinder, and he can't even Tinder, he's swiping the wrong way, and it's like, fuck, I can't swipe the right way. He was Tindering at dinner the other night. This is how sick he is. And I went over there, and I was looking at some of the girls he was Tindering, and I don't know if it was the Lemoncello or if, he's just junk. But, some of the girls look like, Hillary Clinton. One of them looked like Bill Clinton. Very dubious. So he needs help choosing the best trades, choosing the best mates. So I think a rope will solve most of his problems in life. Duck shorted at 350. Nice. 60,000. So this is what we were saying. So Ducks is kind of insane. He bets big, and he's made a lot, and we'll go into that very shortly. He's been overseas.
Yeah, and there's no real lesson here. It's mostly the fact that I was tied up. And why was I tied up? Because I have a tendency to trade when I don't see the best setups, and I've been losing because of it. And being tied up, and he also threw $20 at us saying don't celebrate and get cocky about the low wins. And I mean, honestly, it sounds crazy, but the technical lessons from Roland and the psychological lessons from Sykes really, I think, will be a game changer for us. And I just wanted to include AVEO. This is a silver lesson, and I thought this stock was pretty interesting. The fact that it's up from, like, I don't know, maybe 70 cents or something like that, and it's just holding its highs, and it looks like it's going to squeeze higher. And then I saw that Sykes is talking about it, and he's saying the same thing. It's going to squeeze shorts, and I recommend everyone to look at this chart to see, like, a stock run, consolidate, and then make the next leg up. This is a squeeze because the stock's a joke, but just interesting, and learn from Tim.
There we go. You can see the big run up here, and right in here, I actually thought that it was going to crack, and I really thought that it was going to
10-day
crack
chart.
too. I was shorting it like at 210ish. We did not get the big crack below 2. It actually did take out 2. It took out a lot of stop losses, but it could not really panic. And then, the next day, the low was like 203 as opposed to 198. And the low was like 212, and then today's low was like 214. So you have slightly higher lows, and yet the clear top, previously the top was 220 and 230. So you're kind of in this, I guess you would call this an ascending triangle if you want to look up technical analysis chart patterns, where you have higher lows and then you have a flat top. So the question is, when is it going to crack the neckline? Is it going to crack above 230 and then test this 240? And I have a feeling if it goes from 230 to 240, it can go to 250. Or is it going to crack 2? The fact that it has higher lows and the fact that it's literally right at the top of its range makes me think even if it fails at 230 or 240, it's going to test it again. Because I'm traveling, I sold some into the close just because, I don't like taking overnight risks. I'm in Europe just for another few days, but I'm teaching here. I met some great students like Roland, 4,000 into 133,000. We did a nice 30-minute Stephen Ducks-like interview, so I'm excited to post that shortly. And, just excited to be here. But at the same time, when you...
Yeah, and it's interesting, and it's funny that he mentions Roland. Roland, when he talks about buying breakouts, he talks about letting the breakout happen, and then if it supports, buying the support and risking off the consolidation. And I learned that at the Market Mastery. I don't know if I should tell people this, but whatever, I already have. So it's interesting with AVO. Let it break out. Buy the support if it does break out, or buy it on consolidation, or buy it near consolidation. And it's an interesting chart. Again, it's overextended, but after this many days of consolidation, it can break again. Super interesting. I am actually in VSTM long, and I'm in overnight 330 average of about $50. And one of the best things about the challenge is hearing other people's perspectives on it. And this is Mark Cook's perspective on VSTM on a video lesson just like maybe a few hours ago.
So is worth watching. Definitely keep it on your watch list. CERC. VSTM was the other big spiker today. Breakout from the 260s all the way up to the 380s. And in fact, the initial breakout was in the 220s. You look at the daily chart, actually 240-ish, 245, 250 was the breakout. And, this ended up being a good dip buy even in the late afternoon, right around the low threes. And you can see it spiked back up to the 350s. This is a definite potential short, but don't underestimate how far it can go. If you pull up a 3-year chart, you'll see there's a big gap that could be filled all the way up to the 4s, maybe even the 5s. And I'm rooting for VSTM to go a lot higher. That opens the door for more downside when there is ideally a good shorting opportunity. So VSTM definitely ranks up there, high up on my watch list. I'm rooting for it to go higher.
And yeah, the long-term chart is a little bit bearish. When I think it's at 316 hours and at 330, I'll definitely be taking profits now, especially when you hear Mark Cook thinking it's a short if it goes higher. And it could have a good day too, but it's also good to log in profits.
Thank you so much for watching, and I just want to finish with this random guy on YouTube. I'll just play it and I'll explain it. This guy is just a random guy on YouTube. I found him by browsing It's Live Forever by Oasis. He's putting a piano cover of the song. And you might be like, why am I doing this? And the reason I'm doing it is because this guy has, to be to this level, to be this good, he's practiced for minutes, hours and hours, days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, years and years. And you might look to the heavens above and think, what's the point in life? I know I certainly do. And I thought that for a while, and then I realized, like a year ago, the purpose is to grow. It's to better yourself at something. It's to be fucking successful at something. And trust me, once you start to get successful with this whole YouTube channel that's got successful, it's amazing. I think a year ago I was watching a video lesson by Sykes. Just a couple of days ago I was in Positano, Italy with Sykes, and I've made some unbelievable achievements. And it's just growth. It is just working hard. It's just being better and better. It's just watching the video lessons, watching the webinars. And I have to say, and like you can say to me, he's too emotional. You can say to me, he's not going to make it, he's just a daft kid. But let me tell you, if you have a dream, if you are willing to work harder than anyone else, you will fucking succeed. And don't tell me that dreams don't come true. Don't tell me that dreams don't come true. Because I've been with Roland Wolf, 4,000 into 140,000. I've been with Michael Good, up 2 million. I've been with Tim Sykes, 10,000 into 4 million. I've been with these guys, and it is fucking real. It's no magic trick. It is fucking real. And the dream can come true. And what I've learned with what knowledge I have, this is history in the making. We are living the dream. We will not fail. Please, please. Tim Sykes said to me in an email about 6 months ago, just trust this. Just trust this. And it took me to see him in real life and to hear him, to believe it. It's not a fucking sell. It's not a sell. Trust me. It's hard. It's fucking hard. But it's true. Work hard. Live the dream. We will not fail. I'll see you later.